Hey, I would like to report a complaint to the Imperial Gaming Commission. I was recently playing a game of Sabacc, and I noticed that someone was keeping cards up his sleeve, and I lost the game. I lost a significant amount of money, but I'm pretty concerned about this cheating in the gaming industry, and I'm wondering if there's anything you can do about that. So please let me know. You can give me a call back, and maybe we can discuss this situation, because I feel like I deserve to win that game.
Hello, and welcome back to Star Wars Minute. It's the daily podcast where we analyze, scrutinize, and celebrate the Star Wars movies 1 minute at a time. I'm Pete the Retailer. From PeteTheRetailer.com. I forgot that part. Where am I from? Who cares? Who knows?
I'm Alex Robinson. From AlexRobinson.fun.
Oh, there you go.
I'm Chris Radtke, garbage man of the lower depths of Star Wars City.
Thanks for
Tales from the lower depths.
yeah,
The lower depths of Star Wars City.
way down in the depths.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming back with us again to talk.
Guys, listen, I don't mind coming back on a daily basis, but I'm on the East Coast. You're on the West Coast. This is really, really early for me.
Well, we got to have it in their inboxes like as soon as the cock crows.
I know, but
Clock strikes 3 a.m. Oh no, midnight. 3 a.m. for you,
3 a.m.
midnight for us.
3 a.m. for you guys.
Yeah,
that's
they gotta have it. So
This is brutal. But hey, once a year, what can I do?
well, we appreciate you putting in the effort.
It's a living.
Hey. Minute 58 of Solo Star Wars Party. That's what we're talking about. 58 starts with Lando saying to Han, "You're very good." And it ends with Lando saying to Kira, "What are you doing with Harry?" So, what are you doing with Harry?
And the next minute is palms.
Right.
It starts with palm.
Crumb.
Wait, who's Harry Crumb?
What?
I am VJ from Bombay.
I have not seen that movie in a long time, and
I bet it's inappropriate.
I'm sure it is.
Long time.
Yeah,
This minute starts with a big audience expectations being undermined. Because yesterday we were talking about how the Falcon, that was it. Han Solo won the Falcon fair and square.
Not so fast, pretty boy.
No.
He totally Last Jedi'd us and totally threw us off our game.
There you go.
Did.
I
Our
do
game
give them
being
credit
Han Solo
because
card game.
we all
Han Solo card game.
knew that at one point Han Solo was going to win the Falcon. So I do like that they do a kind of Kobayashi Maru thing and kind of fake you out into thinking it's going to happen here, and then you're like, oh, they teased us.
I think they should have stuck with it longer, because there's a couple of things in here that they really, it was obvious they were laying down material for potential future use if this became a franchise. And I think that would be a good thing, that every movie have Han and Lando playing a card game and you think Han is going to win the Millennium Falcon, then he never does. It's always like, that's where you get, no.
So he won the Millennium Falcon 3 days before he meets Luke.
Right, yeah.
The Kessel Run was done the day before. It was the big news of the day yesterday. And that's how this all plays out.
Yeah, nothing we see is actually
too.
what he's talking about in Star Wars. It's like, that's stuff that happened later.
It is funny to imagine Han Solo, like it is a thing happening and recently, and Han Solo's reaction, like, "What are you talking about? Like, it's all over the news."
Yeah, seriously, you haven't heard about the Millennium Falcon?
I live in a
Kessel
cave
Run?
out in the Dune Sea.
Do you watch Mos Espa today?
Oh man, we should totally do a Mos Espa today.
I don't think we have
Mos
time
Espa today.
Like a Tatooine morning show.
Yeah.
That's a good idea for.
They have to do 2 a day because there's 2 suns. So
yeah. Oh,
Mos Espa 2
days.
2 days.
Now we're talking.
2 days. Yes.
So this is where we get to see a little bit more of the droid fighting. To see droid combat. Chris, you a fan of the droid combat?
First, back up.
Uh-oh.
right? Because we have some the end of that, where Han's complaining about the game.
Yeah, that was rigged, etc.
And he says there's no way he had a green Psylop because they were all played already. And I had to look that up because a Psylop is Old Corellian for idiot, and that's one of the cards, one of the face cards
Joker
in Han Solo card game.
Hey man,
idiot. And so he's calling it's the way you would call it, like a deuce or something like that, a green deuce.
Yeah, it's the Psylop array,
right?
AKA the Idiots Array, which is a very famous Sabacc play.
Sure.
I've got a great Sabacc story that I think I'll save to the end of the week.
Wow.
So here's the thing. So Lando cheats. You see his apparatus in his arm, like it's like a 1950s cartoon.
Right.
I got to tell you a story. Yeah, I was right. So
did we ever hear the story of Darth playing as the Wise?
A tragedy, not a story. Have you guys ever cheated at something with a apparatus? Because I have.
Oh.
So back when I was in high school, we had a vending machine put in our cafeteria, and this is the late 80s, early 90s. And it just started that vending machines could take dollar bills, right? I know that's a common thing. Vending machines take credit cards now. Back in the day, it was just coins. Suddenly, a newfangled machine shows up, slide dollars in. It
was that short window where they could take dollar bills and people still used dollar bills for vending machines.
Right.
That was it. So at that time, I was a senior in high school, and we had a poker game going every day at lunch and during a free period, and a poker game for money. We were gambling in school in the senior lounge, and people, and there was always a spotter where like, the eight's coming, knock it off, and we'd hide our stuff. But we would do some heavy coinage that was going down. And what we discovered was, and it wasn't me, it was one of my friends, that if you take a dollar bill and you take packaging tape and you put it on the end of that, and then you put more packaging tape, so you create a fob at the end of your dollar bill. In the old-fashioned vending machines, you could slide that dollar bill in, it would register for $1 worth of currency, and then because you have this long tape lip, you just pull it right out and do it again. So we would get Funyuns and Munchos and get 50 cents back in change, and that was funding our card game. And we would rob that machine blind. We would drain it of coins to the point where after we were done, the person behind us in line would go in and put $1 in and not get change back. We would just rob it and then gamble all of that ill-gotten money away. So when I saw Lando doing that, I was reminded of my misspent youth. Funny thing is, we eventually got busted, not for stealing, but for gambling. And the principal came down and was like, you can't be gambling on school property with money. And then we heard him say with money. So then what we did is we went home, and similar to what we were talking about the last episode with all the different creds,
right?
Everyone went into their junk drawers and pulled out all of their like pencil top erasers and googly eyed things and puffy stickers and all the nonsense that you had in your junk drawer. G.I. Joe weapons. I remember my Firefly backpack with the piece that came off. Yeah. That was a $5 piece. And we equated all of our junk monetary value. And then we spent the rest of the year gambling with barter and junk. And it turned the game took off, and it became more cutthroat and more violent than ill-gotten quarters. Anyway, sorry about the long-winded story. It was reminded me of
fascinating.
The fact that Lando uses a sleeve device to cheat, as if this is like Bugs Bunny and Yosemite Sam doing something.
Yosemite Sam.
Yosemite Sam. He said, hey, oi, what are we doing?
That's an interesting story.
I'm a celery. Yeah, sorry.
No, it's good.
No, I like that. It did make me want Funyuns, though.
Funyuns are good.
I wonder, I can't believe they never caught on that. I guess you didn't keep doing
No, what did happen was eventually whoever was licensing out the machine to the school, was like, I'm like, I'm losing my product, but there's no money in here.
Yeah.
And then what happened was they knew that there was theft happening, but they couldn't figure out how it was happening.
Mm.
So then one of the lunch aides basically would spend her whole time standing by the machine watching. But by that point, we had already won. And by that point, we were already using the barter system.
Backpacks and
and like backpacks. Yeah. And like fake gum. I mean, some of the things that were like the high ticket items was fake gum. And fake gum meaning like the black gum that you would get the.
Oh yeah, I was going to say the black gum or like the mousetrap kind of snapping gum.
No, it was the black gum. The other things that were high ticket items were cigarettes. Camel bucks.
Oh yeah,
were allowed to be used, but camel bucks were half. So if you had one camel buck, you had to have 2 camel bucks or 1 full camel buck.
Oh, interesting.
And that was like an FU to camel, because like there were people who were like, well, I don't smoke. So there was a whole thing.
Right. For those who were not of that era, camel bucks were like a proofs of purchase.
Cents.
They were like sith cents. Yeah. Or
like sith cents.
Or like Kenner proof of purchase, but for cigarettes.
Yes. If you were a young smoker, you could collect camel bucks and get yourself a Joe Camel t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Get yourself a Joe Camel t-shirt.
Here you go.
Hey, there you go. Anyway, what's going on with Star Wars?
Anyway,
are we still talking about that?
I want before we're done playing Sabak. I did want to give my background information for the game. Anybody know what the very first appearance of Sabak was?
I sure do.
What medium was it? And
it was in the West End games. It was the same first appearance of Jodo Cast. It was the Bounty Hunters module with West End Games as Star Wars RPG.
Don't they say it
before that?
Don't they say it in Empire Strikes Back?
No. It's in a third draft or something of the Empire script, but it doesn't make it all the way into the.
So wait, the West End Games punch card thing, and have I mentioned? I got a Sabak story for you. It wasn't that.
It was not. As far as what year was that? I'm looking it up, but according to my source, there was I think pretty sure this was from before that.
Well then, hot damn, I don't know.
In the Kenner 12-figure collector case.
Not a chance. It was in one of the books then. It was in either one of Star Wars, one of the Han Solo books or one of the Lando books.
It was in Lando Calrissian and the Mind Harp of Sharu. The Mind Harp of Sharu by L. Neil Smith from 1983. So
can we talk about the books for a second? As much as the expanded universe is garbage.
The new expanded universe or the old expanded universe?
There's no new expanded. It's all canon now. Stop that. Okay? Just knock it off.
Mm-hmm.
Those longtime listeners of the show know my opinions of the EU is it's utter garbage.
I wish I had the soundboard set up so I could just play the
I know,
the drop.
Right? Funny thing, I have a friend of mine recently who was really excited that I had tweeted some wrestling thing from AEW, and our boy Tony Thaxton had retweeted. He's like, "You know Tony Thaxton?"
There you go.
And I was like, "Dude, he wrote my theme song, man." So anyway, what was I saying? I was talking about
how much you hate the
Sabak.
EU.
And the EU is garbage.
The EU. Right. Okay. So the EU is garbage. But those that have been paying attention will know the only EU books that were worth a damn is the Han Solo trilogy by A.C. Crispin.
Wait.
The
A.C. Crispin ones or the
A.C. Crispin, it starts with Han Solo being a child, and at the end of the third book, he meets Obi-Wan and Luke Skywalker in the cantina. And those 3 books, don't read Heir to the Empire, don't read The Truce of Bakura, don't read any of that nonsense. All the EU is garbage, it's junk, may it rot in a pile somewhere. The Han Solo trilogy is fantastic, and it is too bad. Yeah, it was very much. But what was really clever about it was that they actually incorporated and referenced all of the ancillary BS they like the Marvel comics are thrown in there. The Blue Max is mentioned in there. Like there's all sorts of like there's nods to all the other nonsense. But those 3 books are really good, and they are better than they have any right being. And they're highly recommended. They're the only things that you should read outside of.
Even though they don't count anymore, you're still thinking
They do not count.
You still think they're worth reading just for their own sake?
No, they're not worth reading now. I mean, they don't count. So,
yeah,
but
why bother?
Why bother?
All right.
Anyway, delete that. Cut that.
Nope.
Okay.
I've been meaning to reread the original, the Brian Daley Han Solo trilogy, but that makes me interested to go back and check out the A.C. Crispin ones.
Those are not good. Those like the original Han Solo books are not great. They're not. Those are rose colored glasses. Rose's cousin's glasses. But the Han Solo trilogy by Crispin
still gets the thumbs up.
It is so good.
All right.
Like I wish that there was no EU, and those are the only 3 books that were published.
Now can we talk about robots fighting?
Sure.
Robots are fighting here.
Oh, okay. Star Wars.
I tried to look up the name of these droids here.
Me too.
And they're in they have information on the Gonk. They have the information on the Gonk droid, but not on the other droids we see here. In fact, they even made toys, droid fighting pit toys, and yet none of them ever say these are the names of the droids. It's like a wind-up toy. Yeah, they totally did. It's like a wind-up toy where they fight each other.
Like Beyblades?
Like what?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That
so old. You're 65.
What's that?
Huh?
What?
So I think it's sad that they sold fighting droids and yet never even bothered to like put the names of the droids on the packaging or anything.
That kind of goes along with the attitude here.
It's kind of
goes along with how they're
sad
treated.
Irony that. Did we know that these droids were supposed to be originally part of Maz's castle? Did we discuss that already?
I don't believe so. The droid fighting thing was
the droid fighting pit was originally conceived as part of Maz's castle when they were, and they didn't go with that. I wonder if that would change people if they knew that Maz was running a illegal droid fighting ring.
No one would care because nothing in Maz's castle makes any sense.
What do you mean? You have to elaborate. You can't just throw out an explosive statement like that.
Okay, first of all, you walk in and you hear Lin-Manuel. Then you go and find a box with Luke's lightsaber. Then there's a Boba Fett banner hanging up. And then there's, the stormtrooper with a lightning tonfa. Like, why'd you have to bring up that movie?
That's usually not the one people get mad about. That's usually not the one that is.
But they both suck. Those J.J. Abrams movies are abominations, and we're not. And you haven't even gotten to the last one yet. Don't have me on the show for that nonsense.
So these droids we see here, it doesn't seem like it'd be much fun to watch because they're in a very small pen. And they're very clunky, primitive droids. Like it's like watching 2 garbage cans be like.
Yeah, nobody's watching that. They're watching the card game.
So, what do you think there are like a major league version of this with more like sophisticated battle droids that are specifically designed to fight? Like, why wouldn't someone start building droids made to fight in gladiator pits?
I think this is more of kind of like local junk.
This is like dog fighting, kind of.
Yeah,
right.
This is
just like unseemly.
Yeah,
lowbrow.
This is not cool.
Okay.
Right. And this is not cool. Like real droid fights that are happening are Clone War era battle droids versus droid decas.
But droid fights are legal in the Empire? You think?
Oh, of course. Absolutely.
Probably. I mean, they do think less of anybody
that's not human.
Right, yeah.
Were they legal under the Republic?
Probably.
Old Republic, yes. New Republic? Who knows?
But I mean, like,
I think New Republic, no. New Republic is a little more aware of, they're like, hey, droids, like sentience. How can we define that?
So like in Attack of the Clones where they're like, or at Canto Bight, either Attack of the Clones or Canto Bight, when they're in that gambling place, do you think they would have screens? Like
no, Canto Bight, there is no droid fighting.
Huh.
It is absolutely, by that point in time, that is not happening. Plus, but you're getting like Fahir fighting. You're getting actual like living beast fights
Yeah.
as opposed to droids, because droids.
Yeah,
right.
I think that's like it's not fancy enough for Canto Bight droid fights. It's like low, like you said, it's like dogfighting or cockfighting or something like that, where it's just like, well, that's common. That's lowbrow.
Yeah, why would you have droid fighting?
Well, I mean, like in America,
we could have AT-AT fights.
Oh wow!
But like in America, they have like mixed martial arts and boxing matches at a casino. But you're saying those are considered highbrow. Well,
no, it's AT-AT fights. It's like very high, like large scale automaton fights. I was on vacation recently.
Nice.
And we met up with a family that
family of droids.
A family of droids. It was like
you made them fight.
Very much like it was like Ice Pirates. And the son of this family, the older son, who's in his teens and who is a big Star Wars nerd, he collects custom Lego clone troopers. And he makes them. Yeah, it's like he's got a niche and he's into it. And
he collects them and he makes them.
He collects them and makes them.
Handy.
And I was trying to get him like, you got to sell. I was trying to coach him like, sell them. And so you can buy more.
He's like, I have 3 million ready for delivery and 2 more.
Yeah.
In the next 3 years.
He was, and I see this kid every once in a while and he's a great kid and he loves to talk Star Wars with me. Mm-hmm. And me and his old man, we were talking and there was something where I'm like, oh, the AT-AT. And he kind of like went like, and then his dad went like, yeah, he doesn't pronounce it AT-AT. He says AT-AT. And boy, did I rip him one.
The kid or the father?
Like, the kid. The father was the father knows what's up.
Yeah, but it's his responsibility to raise the kid. I mean,
yeah, but he was like, you can't control him on the internet. So
that's where they learn that stuff on the internet.
Yeah, I thought you and the community would appreciate that. So yeah.
I wonder if that will become a thing where, like, 20 years. It already is a thing. No, but I mean, I wonder if, like, 20 years from now, no one will call it an AT-AT.
No, it'll be like 20 years from now, the 70-year-olds, will be like, it was an AT-AT, and then you'll die, and that's it. Right. And it's done.
So 72 years from now, there'll be no one who knows that.
All I'm asking for is consistency. If you call it an AT-AT, you also have to. If you call it an AT-AT, you also have to call it a TIE fighter. That's fine. If you're consistent.
No,
if you're consistent,
the TIE fighter.
Yeah, I know. I agree. But so AT is a word, TIE is a word. That's it. If you're going to say AT-AT, you also have to say TIE fighter. That's the rule.
Right. If you have vowels and consonants in a way. Look, I used to work for a site called UGO.com, and everyone said "ugo," and they're not wrong. If you've got vowels and consonants in a way that it's said, great. An ATST can't be said. It's not an ATST.
Exactly.
Right?
So, you just said it, though. So it can be said.
ATST.
You can't ATST.
Yeah. Deploy the ATST.
ATST. It's not that hard to say. An ATST. Bring the ATST out.
No, that's not
back
how
that ATST up.
General Fears did not say that.
He also didn't say AT-AT either.
Are we still going? Is this over yet?
No, we're going. I did want to say Bantha crap.
Bantha crap.
Oh, is that the first time they cursed in Star Wars? Crap is a curse.
Is it? I don't know.
Hell's a curse.
I'm not bleeping it out now.
No,
Hell
but if you went to your mom,
low level, you can say them on TV all the time. Sorry if anybody's
I want to introduce you
listening
guys to my cat.
Whoa.
This is my cat.
Nexu.
Its name is Nexu.
Nexu.
Sue with the neck.
Cut that part.
No.
All right.
So Lando comes in and goes, yoo-hoo.
Yeah.
Which makes also, I don't like them using Bantha. I'll go on record as saying that, but moving on.
Although I was thinking about it because it is like, when's the last time you've seen a bull in person, and yet we all say, bull crap or the like, or
bull sheesh. But the thing is, what I liked about it is we're in a seedy adult place, so saying Bantha poodoo ain't gonna work. They're gonna say Bantha crap. But what the problem is they need an equivalent to crap.
Felgercarb.
Right. Thank you, Bantha Felgercarb.
Bantha Felgercarb,
like,
the bounty hunter.
Yeah.
That was all I had for 58. Chris, did you have another guitar solo for this minute? What's the solo for this minute?
I do. I've got a great solo. You guys want to guess what this one is?
Sure. Is it Take It Easy by the Eagles.
Oh, God, I hate the Eagles. No, but it is actually uncanny. It's very close.
I was going to go the opposite. I was going to say Painkiller by Judas Priest.
No,
Take
that's a good
It
one,
to the
but no.
Limit by whoever does that song.
Nope, that's
also
the Eagles again.
That's the song will Take It Easy and Take It to the Limit? Those are total opposites.
It is a Joe Walsh song.
Oh, life's been good.
Isn't he
Isn't he dead?
like no. Isn't he like America's Most Wanted or something?
No.
Okay.
Joe Walsh. So the Eagles suck, right? Lebowski's not wrong.
Oh, Smuggler's Blues.
No, that's Glenn Fry. But Joe Walsh is
on.
one of the knock it off. That's Timothy B. Schmidt. So this is
Girls of Summer?
Boys of Summer.
Boys of Summer.
No. So go listen
Donna
to
Summer.
Joe Walsh's Turn to Stone.
That's
Not Turn to Stone, but I'm sorry. Am I saying it right? That's not the song I'm talking about. It's
you can't call him Ello either, because if you call him Ello, then you have to call
the name of the
X.
song wrong.
And we're distracting
Walsh.
you. I'm sorry. We just sabotaged your whole thing.
Stone. It is Turn to Stone. They're both Turn to Stone. So Turn to Stone is the solo in Turn to Stone is what I was thinking about. What's playing in the background, and it's an obscure classic rock song. It's one of his best. But it's one of those songs that just really has the kind of the gravitas for this moment. So there you go.
I trust your judgment. I'm unfamiliar with it, but I'll trust your judge. I'll track it down.
Yeah. It's great.
So you're starting your motorcycle there for a second.
Right.
I had one last thing about this minute when Lando shows up and he's like, "So where's the ship I just won from you?" And then Han Solo goes, "Well, I don't have it with me." And then that's what he remembers that later on when Greedo's like, "Oh, do you have the money?" He's like,
"Yeah."
Dude, that whole cantina scene could be stretched out to 45 minutes.
It's just every single thing. The flashback
to every it's like Luke steps up to the bar. He's like, he doesn't like you. We go to Rogue One. Like, oh my goodness.
We'll have to keep our mind open for a scene where something messy happens, and then we could use that when he says sorry about the mess. He could be remembering that scene, like where the thing crashed. Maybe when the conveyance crashed over the bridge, when it went over the train bridge.
Dude, we have to
sorry about the mess.
So there's like the chainsaw cut or whatever that is.
Yeah.
We have to do a cut of the Star Wars movies that reference, like every time something is referenced again, there's like a doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, and it goes back to not just the one, but if there's multiple references, they're like, oh,
right.
And like, I have a bad feeling about this. Bad feeling about this. Bad feeling about that.
I like this.
Yeah, someone needs to do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not me.
I'm going to say I'm going to do it, and I'm not going to have time, but whatever.
I've already forgot what we were talking about.
Who?
What is this?
You know what I do have time for? I have time to tell everybody to go check out StarWarsMinute.com/merch. See the tapestry behind Alex? You can get that there. We've got t-shirts. We've got all kinds of... you can get a skateboard. You can get a Star Wars Minute skateboard. Go to StarWarsMinute.com/merch. Get some stuff.
Mara Jade from the EU is in this
there you
one
go.
right here.
Why'd you do that, man?
Is Aura Singh in there? We could... Aura Singh? There she is. We're going to talk about her later.
I didn't realize that was Mara Jade all this time. I've got that on a pillow.
Do you really?
And that's Mara Jade.
You have a Mara Jade pillow, and you're yelling at other people about the EU.
Are you going to like rip that part out?
I thought that was Bryce Dallas Howard.
Regardless, if you get this in your own home, you can examine it and find all the Easter eggs. And then meet us back here tomorrow for a brand new episode of Star Wars Minute.
Alex, I really like your art.
Thank you.